All right. Here we are back. Asteroids Deluxe this time. I just got finished putting this harness together. And I got the board on the bench, hooked up. It's a pretty clean board, I think, as far as, I don't know, it looks like it's got a lot of previous work up in this area. I don't know, we'll see. It's got original Atari nasty sockets everywhere. So, well, let's fire it up and see what happens. And I'm not really seeing anything. And up here, our spot killer is on. See that up there? And it's going off. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of fidget with the round sockets and stuff. Yep. Come on. It's got bad sockets. That's for sure. It looks like it's got some X circuit issues where it kind of folded over-ish or something. First things first, this thing has terrible sockets. Just messing with them. See, I'll go ahead and mess with these and it comes and goes. Yeah, see? Just by pushing on the chips. I'm going to put it into test. And yeah, it's got serious X circuit issues, it looks like. It's like it's doubled, it's folded right over. I think. Strange. Huh. Okay. First things first I'm going to do, as always, I have to have a good baseline to work from. So all of the sockets are going to get replaced and the board's going to get thoroughly cleaned. And then I can feel confident about starting to troubleshoot the thing. Yeah. Before I started the video, I actually did hook up and I checked all the power. All the power is good on the board. So don't have to worry about that. First things first is I gotta get rid of these old Atari sockets. So I'm gonna get to that, washing the board, and then we'll be back. Okay, the board has been washed, sockets removed, and I washed it really good and got all the dirt off of it. And it came really nice and clean. What are you doing? Everything came off really good. No damage. I did remove some prior work, which was a 367 right here and a 273 right here. They were socketed. I went ahead and removed the sockets so that I could look at the work. Because I don't want to be chasing my tail if there's damage that was done. This was a 191 that was socketed. So I pulled that. And that stuff looks okay. There's no damage really. I removed the 22 pin EA ROM socket, pokey socket. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repopulate sockets into the board. And I'm going to put these chips in the board. And I'm going to go ahead and this 273 that it looks like they desoldered it, removed it, and then socketed it and put the same chip back in the socket. And the same thing with the 191. So I am just going to put new chips in it. The 367 is a new chip. So I'm just going to solder that one into the board. Okay, I'm going to get to it. Okay, all of the resocketing work is done. You got the 2-vector ROM sockets, program ROM sockets, CPU. This is the Pokey socket and the EA ROM socket. The other chips that were removed are now put back. There's one right there. That's brand new. I put a brand new one in. I put a new 273 in the board. And I re-put the 367 that was socketed. I put it in the board. And I've scrubbed. Since I worked, I scrubbed. Everything went pretty good. No problems, as usual. So that's it. What I am going to do, because there's some kind of hackery, but the video vector RAM, I'm going to put the fluke on it and just verify everything. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, what I have found is these ROMs that were in the board are flaky. Sometimes they would pass fluke test, sometimes they would fail it. So I had another set of ROMs from another board that I put in there, and I'm running 5 times on each one. Because I have to tell if this is a decoding error or if this is a flat out ROM error. And so far it's looking like a ROM error, because this one right here that I'm doing, every other time I tested it, it would fail. It would like pass, pass, fail. Pass, fail. Pass, 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 fail. You know, it was just flaky. This is the 5th time in a row that it's going to pass. And then I'll move on to the next one. So the ROMs were flaky. And now we'll move on to the last one. It's EC8C, I think. That's either EC8C or ECBC, I'm not sure. BBE6. Repeat. See, there it passed. It failed and then it passed. And then, okay. See, one of these is flaky. These ROMs are awfully flaky. See, there it goes again. I'm going to have to find out which one this is. The last one. So there's one more. Every one of these passed 5 times. I think it's this one right here. So what I can do is remove this one, put the other one back in, and see if it'll verify to that signature. And if it does, then I got to burn a new one of that one. It's either that one or this one. I think it's this one. But I'll figure out which one that range actually is, and I'll burn a new one. Because it's the only one that's flaky now. Like pass, pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail. That kind of nonsense. So right now, as it stands, how I have it, this one passed, these two have passed like 10 times in a row without failing. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times passing. This one is the one that pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail, that kind of nonsense. So let me figure out, make sure it is this one, which I think it is, and then I'll move on. Okay, it turns out it was this one, which I put over here. And I ran it 10 times and it passed every time. So now I'm confident that I have a good set of ROMs on this board. So now I'm going to move on to RAM checks. I got to look up the RAM regions. So let me do that. I'm going to pull up some information, figure out where the ROMs are, or where the RAM is at. I bet you the work RAM, which is right here, the program RAM, it's work RAM, program RAM, whatever you want to call it. I bet you it's these two guys right here, and I bet you it's 0 to 3FF. So let's do a RAM short at 0 to 3FF. Yep. And I think these four guys right here are 4000 to 47FF. So let's do RAM short 4000, 47FF. And that comes back okay. So now I'm confident that the CPU can get to good ROMs and they can get to the RAMs. So I'm put the fluke up now. All right, and these guys right here, trash. Alrighty, I'm gonna put the fluke up, pop the CPU back in it, and see what we get. Okay, I got it hooked back up, and you can see it's still got that fold over issue. If I put it into test, yeah, it's completely like folded over. I kind of wonder if that's telling me anything. I'd have to look at the manual and see if that gives a fault code, or I don't know. But at least it's not going in and out anymore. It's got X circuit issues, it looks like. And I don't know. I just have to look at the schematic and kind of poke around in the X circuits. I do believe it's X related because this is the X axis, this is the Y axis, and the X axis is what's folded over. You can tell it is like folded over on top of itself. Strange. So I'll just have to poke around, look at the schematic, go over the X circuit, and just kind of, but it's only in the text. We're actually, that's as far. Boy, this is weird. All right, I'm just gonna have to look at this and do some thinking. Okay, I'm taking a wild guess here because I know that these guys right here, these two guys, if you put an inverted version, these are 4016s, CMOS chips. If you put a 4066 in there, it flips the screen, right? Half of the screen on the x-axis is flipped, right? So this is a hunch. I think this is blown out. It would explain half of the screen being flipped. So I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to replace this guy. Because I don't think it's digital because everything's there. It's just flipped over. I think all the digital is good. I think it's up in here. So that's what I'm going to try anyway. So I got this desoldering gun out and I am going to remove this guy. Okay, I got that guy in and I socketed that because CMOS chips are more susceptible to fail, I think. So I socket those all the time. And I've got it turned on and check it out. Good to go. And you know what? I put this guy in my tester, my IC tester, and it says it's good. Check it out. Let me get my tester out. Pop this guy in there. And it comes up 40664016. And I'll just kind of go through and hit CD 1 4016. Okay. It doesn't really look like it was okay, does it? It was definitely not good, because that was the problem. So, grain of salt time, guys. These things are not 100% foolproof. But we got ourselves a good Asteroids Deluxe board now. So the problem with this guy was terrible sockets. It had bad ROMs. It had flaky ROMs. They were tricky. They'd make you think they were good, but they weren't really good. So we have a good set of ROMs now. The board has been thoroughly cleaned. Had a bad chip right there. Yeah, let's put it in test. And it needs to be adjusted a little. And I don't know. I guess let's go with that. Let's go with that. Good to go. All right, I'm gonna let this one run a while. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Give me some comments if you've seen something you got a question about. And I'll always try to get to the comments. Sometimes I don't always get to them, but I try. And we'll see you on the next one.